Hello, and welcome to another tome pulled off the shelves at the heart of the Jakuls. As always, I'm your studied host, Lothran, and I'm ever so pleased to relay what little I have for you tonight. So let's get right to it, shall we? Go grab a filling meal, settle into a comfy chair, and pay careful attention to Fleet Part 10, led by the nose. Well, I did warn you not to underestimate Dazon, especially when you're looking right at him. What are you doing? Vildar, the archivist, turned to address a much shorter person climbing his chair.
Gular is bugging me, Papa.
If I sort this out now for you, it's just going to be another problem in 10 minutes. Go handle Gular yourself, little one.
But he's just the worst, Papa. The child whined while clamping his hands upon his father's shoulder.
I'm in the middle of a conversation, Tythar. Vildar was firm but quiet as Cam watched him with a smile creeping unbidden across his face.
But you've gotta help me, Papa. You got to.
No, I don't. You are mistaken. Vildar stared the boy down till he climbed off of the chair, and then until the boy stared at his own feet as if they were the most interesting thing he'd ever seen. It reminded Cam so much of his own father that he found tears streaking down his face. Vildar sighed as the boy retreated, slamming the door to the office behind him. I have 3 such monsters, as wonderful as they are terrible, and each of those things as much as a being could ever... Are you all right, Cam? Vildar asked of his friend. Oh, sorry, you just reminded me of my own father. Cam wiped the tears from his face. Do not apologize. Emotions are meant to be experienced. You felt what you felt. We move forward now. Vildar paused, trying to remember where the natural flow of the conversation had been taking them. Cam caught on to this and supplied where his thoughts had been. I reached out to you for advice about how to get myself to the proper choice. Right. Phazon is pushing a huge sum towards you and asking you to make a choice about where to settle his forces under your joint command. Do you have any thoughts on what you want to do? Well, Dazon is pressing for a loan of 4 million gold and to settle in Epsilon or Gallivant, and the money would be fine for those places. But I don't think either station is right. Epsilon is too deep in Milligram's territory. It's on the other side of the sector. They'd see it as an attack, a way to close off their forces. But Gallivant has been mined out for several decades. It's more of a farming and trading depot now. It wouldn't be suitable to post a whole battalion of troops there. I'm not sure what to do, Vildar. What do you want to do about the money? Vildar asked, putting aside the question of where for now. I'd like to underbid him. I could generate profit, but not for a while. There's so much planning and setup, training and manufacturing, plans and redesigns. I don't want to bear such a burden hovering over my head while doing pretty much everything all at once. Vildar made a strange sound, but he was well-humored. That's a good idea right there. Underbid him. I wouldn't thought of that. Phazon will resist, but one person you don't want to be indebted to is certainly him. The job is so large, you should make sure you don't bid so low that you strangle yourself. Perhaps 2 mil is a better offer, or 2.5, somewhere in between 2 and 4. But the size of your loan limits your options. A certain portion of what Thazon is holding up is meant for bribes and wheel-greasing bureaucracy sort of thing. I have a few ideas about that. No bureaucracy, no bribes. Well, by all means, provide these ideas for review. They're very intriguing. One of the abandoned stations, perhaps. Vildar shifted in his chair, leaning forward until his face dominated the screen. And this is why you called me. Few people know much of anything about the abandoned stations. Unless you're an archivist that specializes in the sector and its various locales, such as myself. But have you, considered any of the old research stations or production facilities? See, that's the thing. You're the only person in the sector that knows all of that. Do you have any suggestions? Vildar laughed lightly. His children could be heard screaming in a distant room. He looked in their direction, but dismissed them as unimportant after the sound died down on its own. A few of them leap out at me, just for how interesting they are, but for what you need, location, cost, equipment, that sort of thing, I can only really think of 2 that would help you. What's the difference between the 2? Well, first there's Zeta. You won't have heard of it. It's very close to Daramore proper. Off to one side of the sector, though. A first jaunt into milligrams by Daramore's forces. Formerly a mining colony, later converted into a research and design station. It would have the space and size of what you'd require, but, well, it's quite old. It sounds like it's in a horrible state of disrepair from your tone of voice. Exactly that. Very perceptive, Cam. Might be too much trouble for you. A better option, in my opinion, is Grigari. It would be difficult to defend, as it's actually a set of smaller research stations across a number of moons and planets, including an old but small mining station in a dead system. Yes, Grigari is what you're looking for, I think. I'll send you the coords, but I'll have to go with you. Some of the defenses are still active, even after all this time. When can we leave to inspect it? I need to have a week or so to deal with the monsters. The wife will want me around for a little longer. Can we meet up, after 2 or 3 weeks? Vildar asked. Sure thing. It'll give me time to whittle Thazon's loan down to something manageable. Listen, Cam. This will take a lot more work to get running than you might be prepared for, but it's a fantastic location, between Epsilon and Thomide stations. The middle of the territory. Why haven't I heard of it sooner? It's been dead and abandoned longer than Zeta, but it's in great condition. The defenses and a lot of luck have made it undesirable for prospectors and miners. It preserved everything that was there, especially beyond looters' ability to actually affect the decay of the stations and locations.
I don't wanna. Don't hit me no more. I hate you.
I have to go see to that. It sounds serious. Thanks in advance, Vildar. Cam managed to respond before Vildar flicked off the screen. And so it is. We've come to the end of our time together once more. I hope each of you enjoyed the tale as much as I the telling of it. As always, I've been your informed host, Lothran. And this was Fleet Part 10, led by the Nose, Another story right from the heart of the Jakuls. And now, we must part ways once more. Korvoth, guide them back along the proper path, to the safety they know all too well.
Yes, sir, Lothran. Now we know the archivist's name. I wonder why Lothran chose not to reveal it till just now. Something to think about. I got a job to do. A pleasant greeting and a fond farewell to each and all. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't you let me catch you leaving any of that terrible, rude, or mean stuff down there, though. You keep all that mess to yourself. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to help us learn, spread, and grow. And don't forget, we encourage each and every one of you to do your utmost to stay safe out there. See you again tomorrow for the discussion. It's gonna be good. Good night and good luck, everybody. You need it. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.